Good morning, and good afternoon, good evening, and good day. Welcome to your Hurtin' Hippie's porch on this +7 day. Yeah, +7. Feels like 7. Going to 22, but it's still +7. Fall is here, my friends. The weather has changed. The leaves are falling and changing color. They'll change color here as much as they do in Ontario, but they change a lot. And remember, friends, questions about Canada, throw them below. I'm putting them all together to try to make one big, maybe even a couple big videos about Canada. Things you always wanted to know from the hippie. I have no idea what I'm going to call it, but friends, I want to thank you all. There's been some good input, and I've enjoyed that. Also, yesterday we took a break. Look at this. Hush it. And then I'm gonna hide a little bit. Him and his brother. Yeah, we have a new ice cream shop. It's only a block and a half away. They must have known I live near here. The one thing, I look after my health, I look after my eating, but ice cream, that's a tough thing to stay away from. Especially when, I told my doctor, and that's my next segue. I told my doctor yesterday in my very long meeting with her that I am my worst enemy when it comes to my evening issues because I eat too much, because the medication that I'm on, cannabis, makes me eat. And then I eat too much and I have issues from that. Okay, we've talked about the ice cream yesterday. We've looked at, okay, we haven't talked about what happened with the doctor, because I know you want me to get to Biden, and stay tuned. I have 3 little known facts, pretty cool ones, scientific ones, so I hope you stay. But I do want to say, I had a really good meeting with my doctor, and now that I've talked to her, I can say I was really scared. This incident I had early Saturday morning, truly, while I was inside of it, felt like a stroke, and it scared me. But once I explained it to my very, very good doctor, she said, "Gordy, I really don't think you had a stroke. As you say, not only do you have incredible memory as to what happened, but you were lucid during it. You talked to your son during it."
And Jesus, get away, B.
We'll see how much we keep of that. Yes, I panic a bit with bees, and I don't know why. I only have one sting in my whole life, but it was direct on my eye, and it hurt for weeks. Anyways, back to what I was talking about. So my doctor called, and we talked about it, and as I said, she said that it definitely wasn't a stroke. It sounded, as she put it, as a mix between, first of all, I have maybe an inner ear infection or an ear infection. She told me this weeks ago and gave me drops for my ears. And I took the drops for a couple of days and stopped taking them. I'm my own worst enemy. I hate medicine. I really hate medicine. So she told me get back on those, because I've been telling her, I told her Friday night, as this was leading up, I've been getting tinnitus, a humming. If there wasn't this background noise and I just sat here and closed my eyes, actually I can still hear it. There's a background humming, and it seems to be coming from my ears. And she said, of course it is. I told you had an infection and maybe it's spreading. Get those drops into your ears. Luckily I still had them, and I started working on it yesterday, and believe it or not, actually you'll probably believe it, the tinnitus in my head is on its way down. The volume is going down. There were times last night it disappeared. So treating my ears is an important thing that I should have realized and should have done. Shame, shame, shame on Hippie. So she put me back onto that. She said that my attack was very likely a mix of that tinnitus bothering me, the ear infection bothering me. Ear infections are going to cause issues of dizziness, but also at the same time I had a migraine for such a long time, and it was at its peak, and that can crescendo into an attack, of vertigo. Plane going overhead seldom happens. Last year, porch ponderings, go back to them. Every few seconds you wait for a plane to pass by. The plane, boss, the plane. And now it's seldom, and I prefer that because I'm under the pathway. I love this neighborhood. So health-wise, am I better? No, I still have a headache and tinnitus, but I believe we're on the road to recovery, as well as I need to remember my arthritis in my neck is definitely getting worse. I'm starting a batch of exercises, and she says if the exercises don't work, then we're going to have to put a collar on or go get the operation. And I don't want the operation. The operation involves fusing my vertebrae together and not having neck movement anymore, or very little neck movement. Maybe no pain, but it's surgery. It's never guaranteed. So there's my health. Let's put that aside. Let's say we're done. What am I talking about? What am I talking about when it comes to, are the Democrats serious? Now, I don't like to pick on old people. I'm 60. Biden's close to 80. But first of all, we have to look at this, and I'm doing this by the seat of my pants, but I'm just really confused why, after 4 years of battling Trump and calling him the old white guy and doesn't understand the new world where we need diversity and we need more powerful women and more powerful black people, more powerful Hispanic people, and all that stuff. Invalidly picking on Trump, I'll say, and I'm speaking center. I am center. But they keep doing that, and who are the last two candidates they have put up? Okay, they put up Hillary Clinton, a woman, but a white woman who is so entrenched into the politics of Washington and the world that she doesn't fit the bill that the Democrats talk about. She doesn't. But then 4 years later, with a really diverse crowd of people wanting to be the next Democratic nominee, and they pick an 80-year-old, close to 80-year-old, decrepit old white man who has had 50 years of politics, he's never done anything except be a politician. He's a career politician. He doesn't fit the bill that they were saying. It's like saying, you know what? For this job, I'm absolutely going to hire somebody of color, and it's very likely going to be a female. And no, we'll go with this old white guy that can't remember his name or where he is or what city he's in. It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. You absolutely cannot tell me there were not better candidates than Mr. Biden just because he had experience. I don't get it. It's almost like they were setting it up saying, we gotta give Trump 4 more years, because what's Trump doing? Oh yeah, he's pissing people off. but he built the best economy the US ever saw. And then after an absolute crash that was not caused by him, it was caused by China. Don't believe the Democrats when they say Trump is responsible for Corona. He is not. But his response to it rebuilt yes, he shut down, but he rebuilt, and he's on the verge of building again yet another really strong economy. If you want to battle a businessman, you don't put a politician that can't get out of his basement. You just don't. I don't think they're serious, because if they were serious, maybe Kamala Harris would be the incumbent, the nominee. Maybe Beauty Judge, or whatever his name was, a gay man. There were so many articulate, younger, strong politicians of different, diverse backgrounds that were running for this, and yet they picked the old white guy that loves China and created the situation that Trump has been trying to destroy. You're going to hear it here first. I don't think too many people are sticking their nose out to say this, but unless something really goes wrong, Trump's getting another 4 years, my friends, because Biden can't battle him. Biden can barely remember his name. I think I've gone on long enough, but I have to ask you, comment below, and I don't mean to be rude. I would love to see a really good Democratic, not far left, honest liberal. Remember, friends, as I've always said, I do not believe your Democratic Party in the United States stands up or emulates the needs of the liberals in the United States. They are championing the far left. They are curtailing to the whim of the powerful speaking public, not the silent majority. The silent majority just wants a true liberal who's anti-war, who is, I'm not for choice, but let's not get into my own politics. They just didn't pick the person that represents them. They didn't. And I don't understand why. And now you hear Kamala coming out and calling it the Harris administration. If the Harris administration comes in, you're the Biden administration. You've already usurped your own boss in your... I get so... And I'm confused in the morning, so I have a tough time. I should really film these at night, the night before, when my mind is a little more clear. I'm fishing through the mud of the morning. Friends, I think we've done enough politics for today, because ain't gonna solve nothing. Let's get on to little known facts. I have a couple. The first one's about the ocean. The Mariana Trench, the deepest part of the ocean. The pressure at the deepest part of the ocean is over 8 tons per square inch. It's the equivalent to having 50 jumbo jets put on top of you. At the bottom of the trench, the water column above exerts a pressure of 1,086 bars, or 15,750 psi, more than 1,000 times the standard atmospheric pressure at sea level. It's amazing how heavy that water is and how deep it is. Along with the water, look at this beautiful, beautiful picture. The world's biggest waterfall. It's underwater. I used to think Niagara Falls was the biggest, or what's the other one? Angel Falls in Africa. But no, technically, Denmark Strait Cataract is a 2,000 times more powerful than Niagara Falls, but it's underwater. The largest, it's between Greenland and Iceland. The Denmark Strait Cataract is more than 3 times the height of Angel Falls, dropping water a whopping 11,500 feet. That's the size of a lot of the Rocky Mountains. Amazing. And final one, the YKK on your zipper. Just look on any zipper. Actually, okay, not on that one. Oh yes, YKK, right there. Those letters stand for Yoshida Kogyo Kabashuki Kasha. I'll put it right here. It's a mouthful. Say it 3 times, which from Japanese roughly translates to Yoshida Company Limited. It's a zipper manufacturer named after Tadashi Yoshida, who founded it in 1934. By one estimate, the company makes half the zippers on Earth, which is more than 7 billion zippers per day. That I know you heard here first, and I think if you're still here, I get the thumbs up, my friends, and I hope you have a good day, and I hope that everything you want out of your Thursday and coming to Friday comes to fruition for you and for yours. Peace and cheers, love and harmony. Catch you on the flip side.